All right, welcome back. This is going to be part 19 of Dinosaurs and Man. And this one here, we're going to continue on with the topic of Leviathan. We're going to talk about Leviathan. And in this one here, we're going to talk about the fire and the aspects, different aspects of that. Can the animal kingdom, or is there anything we can see in the animal kingdom that would correspond to something like this? And so, is there some type of evidence that we could see? And so I'm going to show you what I found out. And so, the Bible is speaking about a real animal. I don't doubt that one bit. The Bible is speaking about physical characteristics about this animal that I believe are true. I may not be able to understand all of it, but it does state that this right here is an actual animal. And so you got to look at it in the context now. God is reminding Job who he is, not who Job is, who God is. And so he's bringing some impressive animals that are fearful, awe-inspiring type of jaw-dropping animals that Job just looks at and he's speechless. He don't know what to say. And then Job says, God pretty much says, how do you feel about these animals? Well, I made them. I made these animals. And so God is reminding Job who he is. So he's bringing Job, or he's taking either Job to these animals, or he's bringing those animals to Job, and he's going through the physical characteristics of these animals. And so next time we get together, either in this video or another video, the next video or the one after that, we're going to be looking at Behemoth and some of the physical characteristics of that animal. And so, but guys, if you'll notice on the screen here in Job 41, 18 through 21, it says, by his sneezings, and we discussed that before, that this is the only time that word is mentioned, and it basically means sneezing, or you would think of air being blown out of the nose. It says, by his sneezings a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. Job 41, 31, and 32. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. Now, I went into that word ointment, and he's basically, he maketh the sea like a pot of spices, almost as if given the intimation or the idea of cooking. He maketh the sea like he's cooking. He maketh a path to shine after him. Now, I went into that word shine, and it does mean luminous. He maketh a path to be luminous after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Now, that word hoary means gray. Now, the only thing I can think of, now the reason they're saying the deep to be hoary, I guess because of because when you go into that word shine, it also means to set on fire. So he probably is given that intimation, that idea that when you're burning something, it turns ashy or a gray color. And so very well could be given that idea that he maketh a path to be set on fire after him. One would think the deep to be ashy or a gray because of the fire. And so now we've talked about how this animal is, at least the scripture is saying that it's in the water. It's in the water. That's where this animal lives. And so all of the descriptions that I've seen is this animal has a home in an aquatic life. It has aquatic environment. That's where it's at. And so now let's look at a word here. It's called bioluminescence. Bioluminescence, the production and emission of light by a living organism by chemical reactions. Chemical luminescence, which is the conversion of chemical energy to radiant energy, being 100% efficient, causing very little heat. The emission is called cold light or luminescence. And that picture right there is of an actual fish that is luminescent. I mean, it's lighting up. And from what I understand, most of the animals on this planet that have the ability to do this live in the ocean. They have an aquatic environment. Most of them, though there are some that don't live in water. And we're going to talk about some of those. Now, it goes on to say, in most bioluminescent organisms, the essential light-emitting components are the oxidizable organic molecule luciferin, and the enzyme luciferase. The name comes from Lucifer, meaning light-bringing. In the Hebrew, Lucifer is translated from Halel, in the sense of brightness. And so I thought that was really interesting that they would call that molecule or this part of it luciferin. Now, from what I understand, there's no tie-in to anybody having any type of satanic origin because they named it that. It's just that word does mean light bringing or brightness. That's what that word means. Now, animals that produce light, let's look at some of them. You got a lanternfish, starting from the left to the right. I'm going to go straight down. I'm going to go one row at a time. Lanternfish, a glowworm, flashlight fishes. I'm going to try it that best I can on that one. It's a Queria Victoria. It looks like a jellyfish. And then there's that one as a Dicopotiforms. A moon jellyfish. These are all animals that can produce light. A firefly. Now, we've called them lightning bugs. Now, Sandra and I recently came from a trip to Grandfather Mountain here in North Carolina, and we learned that they have discovered fireflies on that mountain that sync their lighting together. They sync the lighting together where you can have hundreds, if not thousands, that will all be blinking at the same time. And so sometimes they can appear as waves in the woods. And so very, very interesting. And that may be some of the reasons why some people see certain things in the woods and they think they're, either ghosts or some paranormal aspects to it. It very well could be these fireflies. And so very intriguing. Okay, the next one down is the firefly squid. The next one, that is vampire squid. And this is one that I thought was interesting. A millipede, but it's a certain type of millipede. It's that Motyxia, Motyxia millipede. It has like a bluish or a greenish type of glow to it. Really kind of wild if you look it up. And then a shark, which this particular one is a lantern shark, a bobtail squid, jellyfish, comb jellies, click beetles, Tomoteris, and Hawaiian bobtail squid. We're going to stop right there. I'm looking at the clock and I'm right at 9 minutes. And so we're going to pick this up. Probably we're going to finish up. I think we're going to go ahead and finish up on our next video with Leviathan. And so I'm so eager to keep on going. But if I do it, guys, we could be running into a 20-minute plus video. And so I really want to save the next one for last. And so we're going to start getting into the fire on the next one. And so again, looking at this, can we see animals, even in the aquatic environment, that can do such things? Yes, they can. And so it's not impossible for animals to be able to glow or to produce light. And then, of course, you got the electric eels. That builds up an electric current. And so those are pretty amazing. And even can kill somebody. But, again, there are life forms that does have the ability to have such type of abilities. And so, but at any rate, let's stop right there. We'll pick this up next time. And I hope you guys have learned something from this and learned something from the other videos. And so, okay? But you guys check out these animals here. Do some Google searches and check out what they can do. It's really neat. You guys take care. Bye-bye.